Microsoft Azure Fundamentals AZ-900, latest exam questions and answers, 2024, Setna 1. Welcome to our comprehensive guide for Microsoft Azure Fundamentals AZ-900 certification. In this video, we dive into the latest exam questions and answers for 2024. Whether you're preparing for your AZ-900 certification or brushing up on your Azure fundamentals, this video has you covered with clear explanations and up-to-date content. What you'll learn in this video: key Azure concepts and services, real exam-style questions with detailed answers, tips and tricks to confidently ace the AZ-900 exam. Don't miss out on this opportunity to strengthen your Azure knowledge and boost your career in cloud computing. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe for more Azure certification content. Let's get certified together. Microsoft Azure AZ-900 Azure. What are two basic services provided by all cloud providers? Each correct answer presents a complete solution. Select all answers that apply. A. Application development. B. Colocation. C. Compute. D. Storage. Correct answers: compute, story, explanation. This refers to the capability of processing workloads using virtual machines, containers, or serverless platforms. All cloud providers offer compute services, as they are essential for running applications and managing computational tasks. Storage. Cloud providers universally offer storage services such as object storage, block storage, and file storage to securely save and retrieve data. These services are a fundamental component of cloud computing. Why the other options are incorrect? A. Application development. While cloud providers may offer tools and platforms for application development, these are not considered basic services provided by all cloud providers. B. Colocation. This involves hosting physical hardware in third-party data centers, which differs from the virtualized compute and storage services foundational to cloud computing. It is not a basic cloud service. Why is cloud computing often less expensive than on-premises data centers? Select only one answer. A. Cloud service offerings have limited functionality. B. Network bandwidth is free. C. Services are only offered in a single geographic location. D. You are only billed for what you use. Correct answer: D. You are only billed for what you use. Explanation. Cloud computing operates on a pay-as-you-go model, meaning you are only billed for the resources and services you actually use. This eliminates the need for significant upfront investments in hardware, maintenance, and infrastructure that are required for on-premises data centers. Why the other options are incorrect? A. Cloud service offerings have limited functionality. This is incorrect because cloud providers offer a wide range of services and capabilities, often exceeding what on-premises data centers can provide. Network bandwidth is free. This is not true. While some providers may offer free inbound data transfer, outbound data transfer, and other network-related are usually billed. Services are only offered in a single geographic location. This is incorrect because most cloud providers offer services across multiple geographic regions, providing better availability and redundancy compared to on-premises data centers. Question: what is an advantage of cloud computing compared to on-premises deployments? Select only one answer. A. You can scale more quickly. B. You can work from multiple workstations. C. You have full access in case of internet outage. D. You own your CPUs. Correct answer. A. You can scale more quickly. Explanation. Cloud computing allows for rapid scalability, enabling you to increase or decrease resources such as storage, compute power, or bandwidth almost instantly to meet demand. This flexibility is a significant advantage over on-premises deployments, which require time and investment to scale infrastructure. Why the other options are incorrect. B. You can work from multiple workstations. While cloud computing facilitates this, it is not exclusive to the cloud. On-premises solutions can also allow access from multiple workstations within the local network. You have full access in case of internet outage. Cloud services depend on internet connectivity. Access may be restricted during an outage. D. You own your CPUs. In cloud computing, resources are typically rented or shared. Owning CPUs is characteristic of on-premises deployments, not a cloud advantage. Question. Select the answer that correctly completes the sentence. Deploying and configuring cloud-based resources quickly as business requirements change is called answer choice. Select only one answer. A. Agility. B. Elasticity. C. High availability. D. Scalability. Correct answer. Agility. Explanation. Agility refers to the ability to rapidly deploy and configure cloud-based resources to adapt to changing business requirements. This flexibility enables businesses to respond quickly to market demands or operational changes. Why the other options are incorrect. B. Elasticity. This refers to automatically scaling resources up or down based on demand, not specifically about rapid deployment. C. High availability. This ensures systems remain operational and accessible, but it is unrelated to quickly deploying resources. D. Scalability. While scalability involves adding or removing resources to meet demand, agility emphasizes the speed and ease of deployment and configuration. Question. Select the answer that correctly completes the sentence. An example of answer choice is automatically scaling an application to ensure that the application has the resources needed to meet customer demands. Select only one answer. A. Agility. B. Elasticity. C. Geodistribution. D. High availability. Correct answer? B. Elasticity. Explanation. Elasticity refers to the ability of a system to automatically scale resources up or down based on demand. This ensures that applications always have the necessary resources to meet customer needs without over-provisioning or under-provisioning. Why the other options are incorrect. A. Agility. Agility is about quickly deploying and adapting resources, not automatically scaling based on demand. C. Geodistribution refers to deploying resources in multiple geographic locations to enhance performance and availability, unrelated to scaling. High availability. High availability ensures minimal downtime and continuous operation, but does not address automatic scaling of resources. Question. Select the answer that correctly completes the sentence. In cloud computing, answer choice allows you to deploy applications to regional data centers around the world. Select only one answer. A. Disaster recovery. B. Elasticity. C. Geolocation. D. High availability. Correct answer C. Geolocation. Explanation. Geolocation in cloud computing enables the deployment of applications to regional data centers worldwide. This ensures that applications can be hosted closer to users, reducing latency and improving performance. Why the other options are incorrect. A. Disaster recovery. This focuses on ensuring data and applications can be restored after a failure, not specifically on deploying applications globally. B. Elasticity. This refers to automatically scaling resources up or down based on demand, not about global deployment. D. High availability. This ensures systems remain operational and accessible, but is not related to deploying applications in different regions. Question. You have an Azure virtual machine that is accessed only between 9 and 1700 each day. What should you do to minimize costs but preserve the associated hard disks and data? Select only one answer. A. Deallocate the virtual machine when it is not needed. B. Delete the virtual machine when it is not needed. C. Implement privileged identity management. D. Resize the virtual machine to a smaller size. Correct answer. A. Deallocate the virtual machine when it is not needed. Explanation. Deallocating the virtual machine stops the VM, releases its compute resources, and ensures you are not billed for the compute costs. However, it retains the associated hard disks and data, allowing you to restart the VM when needed without data loss. Why the other options are incorrect. B. Delete the virtual machine when it is not needed. This removes the VM entirely, potentially losing configuration and requiring recreation to use again. C. Implement privileged identity management. This is related to managing resource access and has no impact on minimizing the cost of the virtual machine. D. Resize the virtual machine to a smaller size. While resizing can reduce costs, it does not eliminate compute costs when the VM is not in use. Deallocating is more cost-effective. Question. What can be applied to a resource to prevent accidental deletion? Select only one answer. A. A resource lock. B. A resource tag. C. A policy. D. An Azure reservation. Correct answer. A. A resource lock. Explanation. A resource lock can be applied to a resource to prevent accidental deletion or modification. Resource locks in Azure can be set at the subscription, resource group, or individual resource level and can be configured as either read-only to prevent changes or delete to prevent deletion. Why the other options are incorrect. B. A resource tag. Tags are used for organizing and categorizing resources but do not prevent deletion. C. A policy. Policies enforce rules on resource creation and management, but are not specifically designed to prevent accidental deletion. D. An Azure reservation. Reservations are used for cost optimization by pre-purchasing Azure resources, but have no impact on preventing deletion. Question. What can you use to ensure that new and existing Azure resources stay in compliance with corporate standards? Select only one answer. A. Azure Advisor. B. Azure Policy. C. Resource Locks. D. Resource Tags. Correct answer. B. Azure Policy. Azure Policy is used to enforce organizational standards and compliance requirements across Azure resources. It ensures that both new and existing resources meet corporate policies by evaluating and, if necessary, remediating resources based on defined rules. Why the other options are incorrect. A. Azure Advisor provides recommendations for optimizing cost, performance, and security, but does not enforce compliance. Resource locks prevent accidental deletion or modification of resources but do not enforce corporate standards. D. Resource tags help organize and categorize resources but do not enforce compliance with corporate standards. Question: what can you use to ensure that a development team can only create virtual machines of a certain size? Select only one answer. A. Azure Blueprints. B. Azure Policy. C. Cloud Adoption Framework. D. Conditional Access. Correct answer. B. Azure Policy. Explanation: Azure Policy allows you to enforce rules and compliance requirements for Azure resources. You can define policies that restrict the creation of virtual machines to specific sizes, ensuring the development team adheres to organizational standards. Why the other options are incorrect. A. Azure Blueprints, used for defining repeatable environments including policies, role assignments, and resource templates, but not for enforcing specific VM size restrictions. C. Cloud Adoption Framework provides best practices and guidance for cloud adoption but does not enforce specific resource restrictions. D. Conditional Access manages access to Azure resources based on conditions like user location or device, but does not restrict resource configurations. Question: which two actions can be performed by using Azure Portal? Each correct answer presents a complete solution. Select all answers that apply. A. Change the availability zone of a virtual machine. B. Create new resources. C. Assign deny permission on a resource group. D. Create Microsoft Entra user. Correct answers: B. Create new resources. D. Create Microsoft Entra user. Explanation: B. Create new resources. The Azure portal provides an intuitive graphical interface that allows you to create and manage Azure resources like virtual machines, storage accounts, and more. D. Create Microsoft Entra user. The Azure portal enables you to manage Microsoft Entra ID, formerly Azure AD, and create new users directly within the portal. Why the other options are incorrect. A. Change the availability zone of a virtual machine. Availability zones for a virtual machine are set during creation and cannot be changed afterward. C. Assign deny permission on a resource group. The Azure portal does not support assigning explicit deny permissions. Access is managed using role-based access control, RBAC, which focuses on assigning allow permissions. Question: what can you use to define the resources you want to provision in a declarative JSON format? Select only one answer. A. Azure CLI. B. Azure PowerShell. C. Azure Repos. D. Azure Resource Manager, ARM templates. Correct answer: Azure Resource Manager, ARM templates. Explanation: Azure Resource Manager templates allow you to define the resources you want to provision in Azure using a declarative JSON format. These templates specify the infrastructure and configuration needed, enabling consistent and repeatable deployments. Why the other options are incorrect. A. Azure CLI, a command line tool for managing Azure resources, but does not use a declarative JSON format. B. Azure PowerShell, a scripting environment for managing Azure resources, which is procedural rather than declarative. C. Azure Repos, a version control system for managing source code and files, not specifically for provisioning resources. Question: What should you use to access Azure Cloud Shell? Select only one answer: A, a web browser; B, Azure Resource Manager ARM; C, Microsoft Visual Studio Code; D, the command line on a local computer. Correct answer: A, a web browser. Explanation: Azure Cloud Shell is a browser-based command line interface provided by Azure. It can be accessed directly from the Azure portal or by navigating to a specific URL in a web browser, making it platform independent. Why the other options are incorrect? Azure Resource Manager. ARM is a framework for managing Azure resources, not for accessing Cloud Shell. C, Microsoft Visual Studio Code. While VS Code can connect to Azure, it is not used to directly access Azure Cloud Shell. D, the command line on a local computer. While you can use Azure CLI or PowerShell from a local command line, this is not the same as accessing Azure Cloud Shell, which is hosted in the cloud. Question: what can you use to manage servers across third-party cloud platforms and on-premises environments? Select only one answer: A, Azure Arc; B, Azure CLI; C, Azure Monitor; D, Azure PowerShell. Correct answer: Azure Arc. Explanation: Azure Arc extends Azure management capabilities to servers, Kubernetes clusters, and databases across third-party cloud platforms and on-premises environments. It enables unified operations, policy enforcement, and resource management outside of Azure. Why the other options are incorrect? B, Azure CLI, a command line tool for managing Azure resources, but not specifically for managing servers across third-party clouds or on-premises. C, Azure Monitor, a tool for monitoring and gaining insights into Azure and hybrid environments, but not for comprehensive management of third-party or on-premises servers. D, Azure PowerShell, a scripting tool for managing Azure resources, but does not provide the cross-platform management capabilities of Azure Arc. Question: select the answer that correctly completes the sentence. Answer choice is the logical container used to combine and organize Azure resources. Select only one answer. A, a management group; B, a resource group; C, Azure Resource Manager, ARM; D, an Azure region. Correct answer: B, a resource group. Explanation: a resource group is the logical container used to combine and organize Azure resources. It allows you to manage related resources as a single unit, enabling easier deployment, monitoring, and access control. Why the other options are incorrect? A, a management group used to manage access policies and compliance across multiple subscriptions, not for organizing individual resources. C, Azure Resource Manager, a deployment and management service for Azure resources, but not the logical container itself. D, an Azure region, refers to a geographic location with data centers, not a container for organizing resources.